الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه بعد. قال الإمام مسلم رحمه الله في كتاب الحيض باب صفة غسل الجنابة. عن عائشة قالت كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا اغتسل من الجنابة يبدأ فيغسل يديه ثم يفرغ بيمينه على شماله فيغسل فرجه ثم يتوضأ وضوءه للصلاة ثم يأخذ الماء فيدخل أصابعه في أصول الشعر حتى إذا رأى أن قد استبرأ حفن على رأسه 3 حفنات ثم أفاض على سائر جسده ثم غسل رجليه. Imam Muslim rahimahullah, he reported in the chapter of description of ghusl in the case of janaba. So janaba means the sexual impurity. How to make ghusl, he said, it was narrated that Aisha radiallahu anha said, when the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam performed ghusl in the case of janaba, he would start by washing his hands. So what the first thing to do? Wash your hands. And this actually makes sense because you want to use your hands, right? So you have to wash your hands to make sure your hands are clean. Washing your hands, then he would pour water with his right hand into his left and wash his private part. So which hand he would use to wash his private part? Left hand. So he would actually pour water from using his right hand into his left hand to wash his private part by his left hand. Then he would perform wudu as for prayers. So he would do it after washing his private part. He would perform wudu before ghusl now, before ghusl. Then he would perform wudu, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, same wudu that you will do as for prayer. Then he would take water and pour it over his head. After he performed wudu, he would take water and pour it over his head, and he make it reach the roots of his hair. Make sure that every part of his head is actually wet, and the water will reach every piece of his head, right? So by scratching, right? Using his fingers, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So not just only to go. No, he would use his fingers just to make sure that water would reach every part of his head. Then when he saw that it was thoroughly wet everywhere, he would pour 3 handfuls of water over his head. Again, sunnah. After that, he would take 3 times of water and just pour it over his head. Then he would pour water over the rest of his body. Then he would wash his feet. Last thing is he would wash his feet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? So this is actually the hadith of today. We ask Allah Azza to teach us our deen. Jazakumullahu khairan. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.